So this is a very hard bristle wire brush. So we forced it down in here and started honing. I mean, if that's not perfection, I don't know what is. Look at that. Berger, what you got?
I got Shane Payton. He reached out to me and hooked me up.
Yes. So thank you so much, Shane.
This is
seriously
awesome.
That's going to allow us to be able to run some more boost on this thing without slipping. Now, we do want to cover a few things with you guys. Hear me out.
Heck the drip, check the tag, stay fresh with the drag swag. Hoodies, hags, shirts so clean, run the streets, rep the scene. Check us out on Etsy. The drag swag.
This car does now have a big blow-off valve. We're probably going to go even bigger, but more than likely, like the biggest blow-off valve that we can get, that we need for this to work, because what we don't want is a lot of back pressure and it stripped the damn teeth off the belt. Now, I am no expert when it comes to cog setups. I'm not going to pretend to be, but I will say that we know what happens when you don't have the correct blow-off valve. That boost has got to go somewhere whenever you lift off the throttle. So here's a good example. Here's a small one right here, and that is not going to work. That'll strip every damn tooth on that belt off if you try to use this with high boost. It just can't release enough pressure. I will say this, if you guys have any tips or any tricks when it comes to this cog setup, feel free to post them down in the comment section below, because we're going to be learning kind of as we go here. Now, on to this situation up here. So he's got a new harmonic balancer. We went with a different company. We went with ATI this time for a steel balancer. That Innovators West, man, I don't know. That thing just, it's too soft. I mean, it's nice, but it pulled the threads out. And then we also found out, once we called them and talked to him, he found out that that's a known problem. So he's bought a driver's side mount for his alternator, so that's going to have to be moved as well. With that being said, though, I got a lot of good feedback on the last video that we did talking about the 351 base stuff. Now, I want to remind you guys that I'm not just a 351 guy now. Don't think that I've abandoned the 302 stuff. I still, to this day, believe one of the best setups you can do for a street car is a stock bottom end 302 with a blower. And we're going to talk about that, though. We're going to talk about more basic setups that are good for the street, up to rowdy stuff that can compete with pretty much anything out there. So we're going to be handling that here pretty soon as well. Lately, we've been talking a lot about blow-through setups and about carburetors, and I've been really recommending carburetors to you guys. Nothing's changed. I still recommend them, but also I fully understand you guys that want to go EFI. I'm not trying to talk everyone into carbureted setups, because that's just not what some of you want, and you despise them, and that's fine. I don't despise EFI. I still like EFI, and I still like carbureted. If you have multiple cars, though, I do recommend maybe doing one carbureted and one EFI, just to have the best of both worlds. Carbureted cars are hard to explain, but do you like your carbureted car?
I do.
It's cool, right? It's just, it's something intangible that I can't explain to you. I can't put my finger on it. Also, Berger may be looking for a 4-eyed car, so if any of you guys have got a nice one that you want to sell, nothing too crazy nice, but obviously not like a piece of junk that we're trying to have to rebuild from scratch, okay? Good in-between car there, but just message us. I'll put his information up on there. Also, go spam his ass. Go wear his Instagram and Facebook out. Guys, this is a rare occurrence. Got both of us mic'd up. Check this out. Ooh, we all professional now. All right, let's talk about Berger's car and what's going on with it. Something happened to the thread and the crank. I don't know what it was, but when he pulled the bolt out, I guess because it had tension on it, and when everything started wobbling, maybe it just galled something up. But when he pulled it out, he noticed that it was kind of hard to get the bolt out, I think. Didn't you say?
Yeah.
We went ahead and cleaned the hole out. It's not perfect, but the hole is now rethreaded. We're going to get the new harmonic balancer back on here. He had an Innovators West harmonic balancer on the car. They're awesome. They're really nice, but it's solid aluminum. And with a supercharger, with the extra tension that's being pulled on it with a side load, and then if you have an issue, which we did, one of the bolts worked its way loose, it just pretty much destroyed itself. So he went with an ATI. Now, if you guys know, these are really freaking good balancers, which both of those are, honestly. But this is a steel balancer, so you won't have to worry about all that, okay? So this is what we're going to now.
And it's lighter.
And it's lighter.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, that is crazy. Shout out to Shane Payton for hooking us up with that. I think we've already shown you that in a video. But anyway, this is all the stuff that we're going to need to get this car right. So the cog setup will pretty much be for the track, and then you're going to run the 10 rib setup on around, what, 10 pounds for the street. It's going to make it 800 on the street to the wheels.
That's way too much.
On 10 pounds, yeah. Once it's leaned out and whatnot, if not more than 800. Should make more than 800, honestly. So you know we're running CSU carburetor, right? He's got one, I got one. Absolutely love this. Kevin is the man over there. And man, he has made this whole like transition over to blow through so smooth. With that being said, we've decided to go ahead and send this thing back to Kevin and get it redone for E85. Why is it that you want to go E85 all of a sudden?
For one thing, the price is ridiculous.
How much does it cost you?
It was $500 for 20 gallons.
Yeah. Versus 20 gallons at $2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I want to go X85, I think it's way cheaper. Instead of $100 for, it's like 30 something dollars less for 5 gallons. So
yeah.
Cooler. It'll run cooler IATs.
Yeah,
That's
run
another
cooler.
reason.
Yeah. So we're running the E85 in the Calypso, by the way. And when I got my carburetor, I went ahead and told him to go E85, unlike somebody. It runs really good on E. It takes a little while for it to warm up. It doesn't like to idle the first 3 or 4 minutes if it's cool, but it runs really good. It's a cheap fuel. It's a cheap alternative, especially for what I'm doing with this car, which right now is just on motor. This car is going to have a 250 ramped in, and I think it's going to be fun, man. I really do. So we got all the torque boxes and everything welded up on this car. We should be good to go to the track with it and bang some gears. I just don't know if these tires are going to work. I may have to go back to my slicks for the track. I don't know. We'll see.
You know what I want to see? A Gray Ghost on 150 and the 21.
Ooh.
That'd be...
Yeah, that would be pretty good. I think because they ran pretty much side by side before, I would think it'd take a 250.
You were pulling from me.
Yeah, not much though.
Yeah.
I don't know, it'd be interesting. Yeah, I say a 150 just for shits and giggles to try it.
Yeah.
The silver car would outrun it, but yeah, the Gray Ghost. Look,
Gray Ghost ain't a punk.
yeah, that's something we don't talk about enough. The Gray Ghost is no punk. That car on gas is rowdy, and the cool thing about it is, you wouldn't think this. That car goes laser straight, like it's on rails. It's so cool. I guess with the cow tracks, and we just got the rear end centered up nice in it. It goes perfectly straight. It's funny because it actually goes straighter and feels more stable when you're on the gas or in the throttle than it does just cruising down the road, because the car kind of floats, cruising down the road. But as soon as you hit it, it locks in. So that's pretty cool. And it still runs really good. Papa T drives it every day, y'all. Oh boy, it's been a night. We're still here. Look, this is what, 4 hours later probably.
Yeah.
And man, we ran into a mess with the Woodruff keys. They're actually down here on the floor, but couldn't get the new balancer to go on correctly. And the other one, where's the innervator? Yeah, this one right here. It was a lot more loose fitting. All right, this is typically like with a double key balancer, they're just gonna slide on like that, right? It's not so much a press fit. It will once it gets up in there a little bit, it'll start to press fit some. Now, the new balancer would not go on. When we started reading the instructions over there, and it mentioned something about possibly having to hone this and hone that, so we took it to Hester's honing shop, and it's honed out. So I'm going to show you guys what we did to get this to work. So we took...
This is an approved piece of equipment too.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anybody say, you're going to throw the balance of it off. Hey, look, this is what we're doing. If it happens, then you were right.
Yeah.
So this is a very hard bristle wire brush. So we forced it down in here and started honing everything. So this is literally what we did. I mean, if that's not perfection, I don't know what is. Look at that. Anyway, we did that about 20 or 30 times. Wrapped sandpaper around the screwdriver right here. I don't even know where the screwdriver is. Right here. Wrap sandpaper around it, put it in the drill. So, matter of fact, we can go ahead and touch it up a little bit because this is a finer grit. You know, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. We even cut the end of this thing off.
It was a pry bar.
And well, I forgot we broke off the installer in it.
Yeah.
It's been a night. Anyway, let's take this, put it in high speed, kind of clean it up in here a little bit. Hell yeah. This thing should go on now. We don't have the keys in it at the moment. We're just checking. Look at that though. Perfect, right? And it lines up with that. Boom. Now that's what I'm talking about. And there's not much gap in there. We literally sanded on it, and it would go like a little bit, then we'd sand on it some more and it'd go a little bit further. I mean, we've taken microns off of this thing. We looked at the other balancer and it slid on and off really easy, so we figured, hey, if this one can slide off really easy, it'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm. That's actually tighter.
Yeah, this is actually a lot tighter than the other.
The other one like walks around without the keys, so that one will.
Yeah.
Be
so that's
better.
that, guys. I'm telling you, man, it really has been a night. So we first off, well, we didn't video because we were just so aggravated and everything. But what was it the first time? So we went to put the balancer on it and it got stuck. You could see the mark right there.
Yeah.
It got stuck and we went to tighten it and broke the damn.
The installer broke off in it.
Yeah, the installer broke and we had to build all, so I don't know. But now we don't have to worry about the installer because we can get it up there far enough where we can just get the bolt on it and tighten it up, or should be able to at least.
Right here.
Yeah, there it is.
It broke off in the.
So you're not getting your money back for that. Oh, we broke the bolt too though, that's right.
Well, we'd be in AutoZone. I could probably just take it in there.
Yeah, probably so.
Take it back.
Yeah, it probably will. Yep, that broke. Anyway, so on this, you can't just line the keyway up. You have to make sure you're on top dead center because this has dual keyways. See one there. And, well, there's one up there at the top, too.
Well, with the Innovators West, because the crank has a 3/16 on one side and a quarter on the other. So the Innovators West is 3/16 and quarter, but
This one's the same size.
yeah, so I had to get a step keyway.
Yeah, so we can't tell where it is. So you got to get top dead center, and then the balancer itself only goes on one way. Well, I think it'll go on another way, but there's a mark right there. And that mark has to line up with
Little indentation right there.
right there, that little indentation that you see right beside the hole. Those two have to line up together. Otherwise, you get it 180 degrees out, you don't really know. Going now, baby. Well, sadly, that's all I've got for you guys today. But with that being said, we're going to start Berger's car probably in the next day or so. We're going to get this thing back running again, and we're going to drive it around naturally aspirated because he needs to learn this car. We don't want to throw him out there, even on 10 pounds of boost, and this thing make 800 to the tires, and him try to learn how to drive it. So first things first, we're going to leave the naturally aspirated carburetor on the car, and we're going to get some seat time in it, maybe get it to the track here soon, and basically just let him drive the car. Before we go, I want to recap exactly what happened to his car and why the balancer got all messed up, because we really had our hands full with this thing. So what happened was the belt popped off the car because the bolts were loose. They worked their way loose in the harmonic balancer. Well, when they got loose, everything started moving around. It threw the belt off of it. It broke 2 bolts off in the harmonic balancer, which we could not remove. As we were trying to put the new balancer on, obviously it was too tight. It needed to be honed out. We didn't know that at the time. It broke the installer off in the crankshaft. And then when we tried to pull the harmonic balancer off, it broke 2 bolts off in the new harmonic balancer. So at that point, we had to extract the bolts out of the harmonic balancer and the bolt out of the crankshaft. When he originally pulled the Innovators West harmonic balancer off, it messed up the threads somehow. I don't know what happened, but the threads got a little galled up, so we had to clean all that out. Then we had to clean it again once we got the other bolt back out that broke. So it's been a damn mess. But after all that, we had to figure a way out to hone the inside of this balancer so that it would go over the crankshaft and the two keyways. We did a little backyard job on it. It works absolutely perfect. I don't think we're gonna have a lick of trouble out of this thing. It's gonna be a little while before you guys see this car run. We will be headed to Foxtoberfest here in the next, I think, 4 days. So you're probably not gonna see his car running until about another week or so. Then we'll have it on the channel. I think we have intentions of going out and running his car against the Calypso. His car should outrun the Calypso, but you never know. We're just gonna get out there and have some fun and then compare the two builds and let you guys know the difference between them, because there's a big money difference between the build that he's got versus the build that I have. This is very important for you guys because, you know, always look at it like this. What if the Calypso runs really close to that car motor to motor? For most of you guys, you don't need forged internals and things like that. So this will be a really good comparison as to which way to spend your money, right? Do you need a 427 with forged internals and the best heads that money can buy? Or, you know, are you good with a stock block 351, 393, 408 type setup that still makes really good power, but doesn't need to also be capable of making over 1,000 bottom end wise? So we'll be covering that here pretty soon for you guys. With all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. And as always, thanks for watching.
I'm gonna need y'all to go on over there to the Drag Swag. I done got a bunch of new stuff over there for you to download some shirts. I think you're gonna really like what you see over there. Pick you up one or two. Shit, your friends, they gonna be like, damn, boy, where you get that shirt from? You tell them in the Drag Swag. That's where I got it from. If they don't know where it is, send them the link. Shit.
Hey, innocence is over. Hey, over. Oh, hey, ignorance is spoken. Yeah, not spoken. Hey, spoken. Oh, hey, confidence is broken. Hey, not broken. Hey, sustenance is stolen. Hey, not stolen. Hey, arrogance is potent. Hey, not potent. Yeah. What I see is unreal. I've written my own part. Eat of the apple so young. I'm crawling back to start. Hey, I repent tomorrow. Hey, not tomorrow. Hey, I suspend my sorrow. Hey, not sorrow. Yeah. What I see is unreal. I've written my own part. Eat of the apple so young. I'm crawling back to start. Hey, a romance is falling. Hey, not falling.